Friday spot moving forward?
Strikes. Working ahead in the count, putting hitters away. He's got the stuff to do it. It's just not. You know, you can't come out and walk that many guys and you know, it set the tone that way. You know, your Friday night guy has to come out and throw strikes, pound the zone, get your defense involved, and right now that's not happening. So that's a situation we'll talk as a staff and see if it's better moving forward to make a change there. You know, question becomes who, you know, and so for us it's you know, we need him to pitch the way he's capable of, because he's better than that. He knows that the stuff is outstanding stuff, but it doesn't do a whole lot of good if you're going to walk a lot of guys and fall behind hitters. It just especially a team like that, they're too good of offensively to fall behind and expect your stuff to play. So you know, it's nothing he doesn't know, but it's a matter of how do we fix it. I don't think it's mechanical. I think it's more just getting the ball and attacking the zone.
Going down 10 runs to a conference level, then cutting it all the way down to 2. How can you speak to the comeback nature of this team, especially after they did with GCU?
You're never out of it. You know, these guys are going to keep battling, and that's you know, that shows, I guess, the heart of the team is they aren't going to give in. They're not going to keep going. They're going to keep going and keep grinding. And you know, we brought the tying run of the plate there in the 8th inning, and you know, something special was starting to kind of get brewing. You could feel the momentum coming, and you know, it just, you keep pounding away, and good things happen. And it's just, it was an awful big hole to dig out of this time, but we made it close.
What does it take, especially this late in the year, to really keep this thing from unraveling? And what do you feel like you need to do to make sure that that doesn't happen?
You know, it's a good question. You know, I wouldn't say we're on the verge of unraveling by any means, but we lost a couple games that were ugly. But at the end of the day, it's 2 games, and you know the cause of it. The cause of it is when you don't attack the zone and don't work ahead, you're going to get beat. And you guys have known me long enough. We've preached on it long enough. If you're not going to work ahead and you're not going to throw strikes, you're going to get your teeth kicked in, and we did. So tonight our offense made it close, whereas you know, last game we played, we went to sleep and nobody really came to play that day. So you know, today our guys kept battling and fighting, and you know, this team's not going to quit. They know that they know what we're capable of doing as long as we do what we're capable of. I'm not asking them to do anything they're not capable of doing, and they've been throwing the ball over the plate since they were 5 years old. You know, it's not overly complicated, and they make hitters better when they fall behind the count and are sitting 3-1 all the time. Makes it easier to hit when you're doing that type of stuff. So you know, that's an adjustment. Obviously, you know, talking with Sammy, we're not happy with what they're doing, and they gotta make a change. Otherwise, we'll make changes. And you know, like I said, the question is who's the next guy up that we use. But you know, we can't expect to be the team we want by walking this many guys and allowing this many free bases.
You guys have been harping on walks all season. What do you tell these guys when they're like giving up so many free bases?
Well, we harp on walks no matter what. You know, to me that's the foundation of pitching. You don't give up free bases, and we're giving up too many right now, and that's why we're having this conversation where I'm a little pissed off because we lost, and it goes right back to the beginning, the building blocks of you walk guys, you're going to lose.
Oregon State, a solid pitching staff, and you probably coming in, you got 10 strikeouts on you guys tonight. Would you say that was more of them overpowering you guys, or are you guys getting outside of yourselves?
No, they weren't overpowering us. Shit, we put together 11 runs on them. So you know, that Sellers came in leading the conference in strikeouts, and he got us 4. You know, we came out aggressively and swung the bats pretty well against him. You know, their late relievers have good stuff. You know, we just got to do a better job making the ball be up. But you know, we've seen those guys now. We'll probably see them again at some point this series. So I wouldn't say they overpowered us. We hit the ball hard tonight.
How much of the command issues can you attribute to not having Campos behind the dish the last 4 or 5 games, and can we get an official update on Campos?
that's an excuse. I think Bronny's done a good job back there. I think, Trey has been okay. I think there's some pitches at times that he gets a little, could be a little smoother on, but I think, I don't, there's a glove there, you pound the glove. I don't care who's behind the plate. It's, these pitchers are taught to hit locations, and it shouldn't really matter who's behind the plate. I'd have to go take a look at the receiving, if you want to get technical on if there's some borderline pitches, but I don't, from my viewpoint, I think Broding did an outstanding job tonight. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. These guys are going to move on, and some of these guys may move on and play pro ball. You're going to have different catchers every night, so they need to get over that.
Official update on Campo.
Campy is, he was getting close. I think, we were hopeful he might play this weekend. He's been taking batting practice and feeling pretty good. We got him in a live AB yesterday, and he felt it a little bit. Didn't set him back, but it's just, we're on the early side of this thing, and he's been feeling good, and we were kind of hoping, I guess, more than anything, and he was telling me he was feeling good enough to maybe go, so I told him you're going to have to take an at bat and make sure it feels good, and he took one swing and he still felt it a little bit, and I said that's enough. We're not going to push this thing. He's too valuable late in this run. If we gotta be without him for another series, or at most two, to get him back for the stretch run, then that's what we're going to have to do. I'd rather do that than risk trying to play him too early and have him lost for the rest of the season. He's too valuable, offensively, defensively. He's just we got to be smart with that one, because those oblique injuries will linger on if you don't take care of them up front. So. Again, I was really excited because I thought he was getting real close, and just not quite there yet.
What have been some of the differences you've noticed in these last two games comparatively to some of the games earlier this season, with whether it's regards to the team's approach or just maybe the team's mentality too, heading into these games?
In which side of the ball?
Offense, defense, just in general.
I think offensively, I have no complaints of our offense tonight. They came out and put up 11 runs off a pretty good pitching staff, and like I said, Trent Sellers has been pretty outstanding this year so far, and we squared him up. We just missed a few balls, deep. They got caught at the track, and I thought we came out and swung the bats pretty well. So offensively, I don't have any issues, but it's just the tone has been set early in the game. These past couple games, to where you're down 9-0 after 2 on Wednesday, and you're down 6-0 after 2 today, and it's that's not exactly the way you want to start a game. It's like, man, just give us a chance to get rolling here. We can't be chasing those kind of runs against good teams. So hopefully that's something we can clean up, and it's imperative that hopefully Curtis gives us a good start tomorrow and gives our offense a chance to get rolling.
Regarding the Friday role, at this stage in the season, with how well Owen has fared in the back end of that bullpen, is he someone that comes up in the conversations you had mentioned that sort of need to happen now for that spot?
We haven't, we just finished the game 20 minutes ago, so we haven't had a chance really as a staff to sit down and look at what's going to be best and how we can piece this together. But that's something we'll discuss and see what the best route is moving forward. We haven't made any decisions on that. I know certainly Ross is capable of throwing on Friday nights, but his stuff is there and capable of doing it. But it's a matter of, like I said, we can't keep getting these type of outings and setting the tone for the weekend this way. We got to get better. So either we trust him to do that, or we make a change. And again, that's something as a staff we'll decide.
Will Rogers, catcher by trade, he came here as a catcher. Do you guys consider putting him behind the dish with more of an impact than the depth of that position right now?
We've worked him a little bit back there, just in the event of an emergency. But Bronny was great, today, and I think it was Saturday up at Washington. He caught just fine behind the plate. So, and he's putting together solid at bats, and I have no problem with what he's doing behind the plate right now.
I think McLean, just a few games he's played, has had that immediate impact, and just how vital has his success been to this lineup success?
Well, it's we're obviously lucky he's gotten healthy and is producing. you know, especially with Campy going out, that's a big blow to our offense. And, you know, I look forward to the day when they're all healthy and we can put the guys where they're supposed to be in the lineup instead of kind of spitting and gluing and moving them around. I'm anxious to see what this offense looks like when we're all healthy and ready to go, but you may never have that. You know, you always have injuries throughout a year, but you know, Nick has done a good job coming in and picking up the slack. But you know, it'd be nice to get Campy back in there too and have both those guys hitting on both cylinders.
You mentioned earlier this season where there have been instances where pitchers have asked to stay in the game because they want to attack the guy and finish off strong. Do you still kind of see some of that with some of the pitchers and the staff, that kind of competitive flair with them?
You know, at times, you know, I'd like to see a little bit more of it. I'm not suggesting that question when we take them out, but, you know, for me, it's, you know, things are contagious in this game. Hitting's contagious, pitching's contagious, and, you know, when you have the tone that gets set on a negative, you know, standpoint, it's guys get scared to make a mistake. And for me, that's dangerous. You know, instead of just staying aggressive, keep attacking, not overthinking it, and just staying aggressive. Again, these guys, again, have been doing it since they were kids, and they're young men now to where, you know, those excuses are long gone. You know, you know how to throw strikes, you know how to throw the ball over the plate, and that's what we expect. And if you can't do it, we'll find somebody else that can, hopefully. So, end of the day, it's a mentality, it's a mindset. You got to stay on the aggressive and on the attack. And, you know, hopefully these guys just, as good as they've been early, they know they're capable of doing it. It's just a matter of finding the right mindset and getting back and executing.
In what way has Luke Keishel, you know, sort of a stabilizing force, brought sort of a calming effect to some of the youth in the group?
You know, Luke has been a leader since day one that he's gotten here. We're blessed to have him on our team. He's been outstanding. You know, he's great with the young guys. He's a staple of our lineup. He's the type of kid that just comes and packs his lunch and ready to play every day. And whether he's good or bad, his mentality stays the same. He's a gamer, and you know, I love having him on our team. He's been outstanding, and I think the influence he's had on Luke Hill up the middle, and just there's times where, you know, he's got to keep him in check because Luke makes some freshman mistakes and his mind starts drifting elsewhere, and he's got to grab him and rein him in. I said, man, you're getting overtime on the babysitting dues. Sometimes with him, you gotta keep him in check out there and make sure he's locked in to play defense when he's out there. And you know, he's been great for him. So you know, I often tell our freshmen, if you want to know what it's like to be a baseball player and learn what it's like to be I believe Luke Keishel will play in the big leagues. Follow him around and watch him and do what he does, because that kid's work ethic and mentality is exactly what you want in a baseball player.
Thanks, Coach.